Hello, amigo. Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram, and this is episode 820.8. And of course, as titled, this is a Weed Nerd World. Hopefully, you guys have had a great week. Ready to hang out and smoke a few. See what's up. What up, Southern BT? What up, Stony Creek? Trying to get my chat popped out. There we go. Please do not forget to turn your chat to live chat. There we go. We're ready to play now. Now we just gotta roll. What's up, Nick? Hey Nova, what's up? I seen Canna Mix was on. Cheers, sorry Canna. What up, Miranda Family Farms? I don't know what the fuck. I'm gonna roll up a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Oh, roll up this Devil's Apple. What's up, Dutch Grove 420, Sweet Spirit 11, J5 420. Get your head did. THC Garage, what up? Justice. What up, Smiley?
What's going on?
How you doing today?
Good. How you doing, man? Getting ready? Feeling fired up?
I'm fired up, man. I'm nervous, but I'm good. I'm good. I
Excited.
got this. I like that. I'm excited. So, you'll like this. You may like this. You may not like this. I don't know. But I just kind of they will give me a fucking bib with my number on it. I'm gonna probably put that somewhere. But I don't think and you do get a fucking shirt and all that good shit. But I don't think you gotta wear that shit, man. So I already picked out what I'm wearing. Right here. I just put my number on it and everything. Huh? This is what I'm wearing right here. Bang. Look at this. Bang right there with it. Oh, fucked up. There we go. Number on the back.
Oh yeah.
Look at. Cheers, everybody. Brett Anderson, Footsar Phony. I got most everybody else. Spring Grape, Crack Babies.
Yeah, cheers, chat. My hands are tied up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it though. I really am. Got some weed nerds coming to fucking see it off. Fucking
Rez gonna make it?
Rez, Rez is gonna make it. I think Rez might even be in Michigan. I don't even know, but he'll definitely be here tomorrow. That's for sure. And then Mr. Brett Anderson, I believe, is gonna be there. 11 Angel 11 Smiles 11 will be there to see me off. Hopefully my kids will be there kicking me off. I don't know, whoever else. CJ Apple asked for a time and date. You never know. CJ's a wily character. You never know. Might see him there as well. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna be a good
There's
time.
Jack, I seen in chat, you need to fucking live stream it. POV it. And I'm like, I talked about this with Angel today, and I was like, I don't need that kind of pressure. I
What do you mean?
don't need that kind of pressure. I don't need to fucking.
Pressure? What are you talking about?
Eh.
How much does a camera weigh? That's
Oh,
what.
nothing.
Ounces? Like what? Come on.
Yeah, but for everybody, somebody that's cheering for you, there's always somebody that, on the other end of that. And when I go back and watch that, I don't think I want to fucking see all that. So, me, whatever. This one I'm doing for me. I'm just gonna run this one out. Fucking win, lose, draw.
You're good either way, but what pressure? What are you talking about?
Just fucking being live, doing this. I don't know. Fuck, if I gotta stop and puke, I might want to fucking stop and puke. I don't want that to be live on
You're
air.
live when you're running on the treadmill. What the fuck? It's different.
Yeah. I did that intentionally, though. I did that for to kind of simulate the pressure of people standing up. I was just lucky enough to do it in front of some friends instead of crying out, you know what I mean, the booze and whatnot, instead of in front of a bunch of strangers. That's my way of justifying that, I guess. What's up, lefties? So, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be good. I'll be down tomorrow. I'll probably, I don't know. I might fucking go down there and fuck around a little bit. I don't know.
Gotta start rolling joints now because we got busy Friday too. So the county fair is going on right now, and they got the big dirt bike race. So we're gonna go check that out. See some crazy fuckers jumping triples and shit.
Nice.
Yeah, I always dig it.
It's been a minute since I've been to a county fair. The last one I went to, I think, was the Shiawassee County Fair. And it's been a minute since I've done that. I was there.
Yeah, it's always a good time.
Oh,
Free tickets from work and shit, so it's like a sponsor or something like that. So that always helps. Then we got Clio Saturday. We're busy.
yeah. That's gonna be. He'll see me all stiff-legged Saturday.
Why are
Hopefully,
you that
they're
sore?
alive.
You run 10 miles now. Are you that sore at the end of that?
Nah, but I'm not. I'm running it at a good pace, but I think Saturday will be a little bit different. I'll be putting everything into it. You know what I mean? There won't be. Yeah, I'll be digging deep Saturday.
All right.
Even I've started to taper off. I started to taper off on the far distance running. I kind of switched up exercises a little bit. Been riding I've been riding 10, 15 miles the last few days every day. Kind of mixing it up, trying to, I don't know, save the legs a little bit of wear and tear, but yet try to keep that cardio up a little bit.
Yep.
think today's gonna be the last day. I might go and do a light run tonight, and then just literally just like probably lather my legs in can of lotion for tomorrow. Just oh, listen to this. Fate is a motherfucker. Fate is a motherfucker, Smiley. Oh my lord. I don't want to even get into the long list of painful things that has happened this last year on like training for this. But yesterday, I think it was yesterday, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, Tuesday, Tuesday. I'm out fucking doing some weed whipping, and I shit you not, there's like a pile of leaves I'm like kind of like weed whacking myself into, and I fucking weed whacked myself into the fucking bunch of fucking ground bees, and them bitches stung up my fucking legs and arms. Fucking Tuesday, they got my in my back of my fucking left leg and the around the ankle. They got the fucking left knee front and back. They got behind the knee on the fucking right leg. They got this hand was completely swelled up, and this fucking wrist was all swelled up. My knee was fucking looked like somebody hit it with a bat Tuesday.
Damn. Are you allergic to bees? Or they just
Yes, I'm fucking allergic to bees. I was very lucky I didn't like swell up and shit, but man, yeah, so Benadryl, fucking rub cannon lotion all over every fucking thing. And man, I was really sore fucking Wednesday. The spots, the swelling had went down, yeah, 70%. The spots that I had been hit still felt like bruises. It fucking then today I kind of felt kind of nice, but I was like, motherfucker, literally, my legs, anything but the fucking legs. But yeah, man, had a little bout with nature fucking Tuesday, man. That was some fucking painful shit.
Maybe it'll prove to be better for you. I don't know.
You know, you're not the first one to say that. Angel said the same thing because a lot of times people like get paid to get bee sting, and for certain reasons to like relieve inflammation from certain joints and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're
So,
all loose and lubed up from the bees, man. They just oiled your joints. You're good to go, bro. They hooked you up.
she said this could be a blessing. I was like, this is a painful blessing.
I bet. It's been a while since I got stung by a bee, and it was like last year in the compost pile. There was one got me. But,
Well, at first, man, I thought it was like because I was wearing shorts, man. I fucking had first hit on the left leg there. I assumed it was just something flying off of the weed whacker. And then I got a couple of more and I kind of let off the trigger there. And then they got my wrists and my hands. And then it took me about a half a second after they got my wrists. My mind went, bees! And I fucking threw that motherfucker down and took off running. Oh, man, yeah.
yeah, they're brutal, dude. They're fucking brutal. Especially a swarm of them. When you start getting stung a bunch of times, it's like, fuck this, dude.
I went back to go get the weed whacker later on that evening, and there was at least 50 to 100 hovering like right around that spot. I'm like, fuck that weed whacker. Seriously. Eat that shit.
Right? We just had the storm roll through, break this heat, man. It's crazy how cool that is. Hotter and muggy, and all of a sudden, just yeah, in rolls a storm. Start hearing it rumble off in the distance, and all of a sudden, the cool breeze pulls in. And feels good.
Yeah, it just missed us. We were supposed to get a piece of it, but it all went south, luckily.
Shit, dude, there was all kinds of flooding in southern Michigan. I didn't even realize. Like Detroit, shit had, yeah, like some of their tunnels were all flooded out, and cars are stuck on the highways and shit. Like,
That's crazy.
yeah, they got dumped on like an inch per hour, I don't know, or something. That don't even sound like a lot, I guess. But
I traded in my fucking desk chair for a yoga ball.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
you're sitting on the bouncy ball though.
I am. Ah, ah, ah.
Better for your posture or something like that, ain't it? It's like,
It's a lot more comfortable, I can tell you that. Yeah. Pretty wild as fuck, man. Anything to ease the pain of running a little bit, but I have to sit here.
let me get a bouncy ball for at work. That's cool. I don't sit in my chair a ton. I'm up and down a lot, but it's like that'd probably work better even.
This is I'm smoking some Devil's Apple. Not bad.
Never, yeah, never heard of it.
One of the entries for the cloud. Good. Look at that. I'd never heard of it either, and it was nice to see some new stuff. You know what I mean? Some of the not so hypey shit.
Yeah. It's no longer the lettuce, huh? It's the apple.
So far I thought every indica sample that I've looked at has looked better than the other categories. What do you think's up with that? Just pretty indicas, or give them the proper time to do what they need to do versus trying to cut some corners off of the time of the longer flowers. You know what I mean? To finish them a little bit earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty flower nonetheless.
Should be. Been getting so many fucking tomatoes, man. Tomatoes and green beans.
That shit's good fresh though, man. I eat a lot of fresh tomatoes. Well, you guys canned a lot last year, right? You made spaghetti sauce and
Yeah, just because prepping to can a lot this year again.
did you use it all?
We got a few things left, yeah. We didn't really go, I don't know, eating like. We could have had enough to have it like once a month, but then we're not, I guess we're not real big spaghetti people, I don't know. But we had some spaghetti sauce left, so we had quite a bit too.
You guys pickle that all?
Yep, she made some pickles. She's got, yeah, a lot of it. We're gonna need a cellar. We were trying to figure out if we could dig a hole in the backyard and like, but like to get under the frost level is gonna be close to 4 foot or some shit. So it's a little deeper than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, that's pretty deep.
Then you got to build a room below that or whatever. So it's like,
You have to have a room below that too?
well, you got to have the store. Yeah, if you want your cellar to be below or whatever frost level, you're gonna have whatever space you have for your cellar.
Right, that's got to be your ceiling room.
They got like pre-made boxes basically that you can bury and shit. Like, then you just have to have access to climb down to it or whatever. But I don't know. I guess that's gonna be to like store potatoes and carrots and shit like that.
Be worth it.
We gotta figure something out for that, for the potatoes. For some reason, man, I don't know. They don't keep forever. Like, I don't know how they do it for the commercial ones. Like, spray something on them, probably.
What up? Okay, yeah.
What's happening, guys? How's everybody doing?
Good, man.
How are you doing, brother?
I'm a little sore, man. To be honest, good but sore. I've been out every day for at least 8 to 10 hours hiking around, so legs are a little over it.
Yeah, and the heat too. Shit.
Yeah,
I've seen some
Kinda.
photos though. Look like you found some decent prospects there.
yeah. I found a nice little group. So it's funny because I caught those on the trail camera, and then I've seen some people walking through the area on the same cameras. So I went and bought a couple of no trespassing signs. Kind of dumped them into the bottom of the compost pile for a few days, drug them through the yard, stomped on them, drove over them, and went and hung them on a couple of trees right by the little entryway to that place. So I haven't seen a single person down there since.
That's funny. It's pretty awesome, actually.
Hey, man, fuck it. The way I look at it is we got such a low success rate here that any advantage you can get, take it.
Yeah.
And then right before this hurricane hit, I went out there, I guess it was last Thursday, and I had an entire gallon-sized Ziploc bag full of just random-ass seeds. So those got thrown here and there and everywhere out there.
Oh.
So we'll see what comes out of that.
Random seed toss. You ever get anything from any of them?
To be honest, I've never actually gone back and checked.
What the fuck?
I'm sure there's a few spots out in our local mountains here that got a couple nice little crops growing.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Do you mix the weed in your jar when you burp it, or do you got to move it around, right?
Yep.
Give it a shake.
Yeah, the way I look at it is with all those seeds I threw out there, worst case scenario is, it's super late. So, they'll germinate, grow maybe 6-8 inches, go into the flower, and hopefully pollinate the shit out of each other. And next season, there's a whole bunch of new seeds drop that start germinating and growing.
Yeah. You can go back there and get your Pharaoh strain.
Right? Go back and see the helicopter circling around it and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard different kind of talks about that too, with the like polluting a genetic gene pool with outside genetics into like a landrace strain or whatever. And in a feral sense like that, I've heard guys talk about that. Like a lot of them just they just disappear. A lot of those traits because the dominant ones are the ones that were already thriving there. You know what I mean? So like, any other outside part of the gene pool that gets entered doesn't usually take unless it's a more dominant gene in that environment.
Yeah, we'll see what happened. I just kind of found like little nooks and crannies here where it's like, oh, there's a little 20 by 20 opening in the trees. Let me throw a handful there. Hey, look, there's another little 10 by 20 opening in the trees over there. Let me throw a handful there. See what happens.
I like the spirit of it.
And it's all a good 2 hours off the main road. So anybody that's going to be back into there is either really fucking high or looking for other shit. So
So you guys didn't get shit out of the hurricane, then I'm guessing there.
no, it was funny because I was giving little like updates on Instagram. Greenfingers was getting pissed. He actually put up a video and he's like, "Hey, SoCal, fuck you," because he was down there getting just hammered. And I think I got maybe a 1/4 inch of rain, and I think the highest wind we had was like 17 miles an hour.
Damn, what category of fucking hurricanes that? Like 10? All right, wait, is that one? And they get worse when they go up, right? So that's what.
Yeah, higher the number, the worse the destruction. But now, when it came through here, I can go up on my roof and I can see the ocean. And we have there's like a little, I guess you'd call it like a canyon that kind of funnels the weather funnels up this canyon from the water to here. It's a good 35, 40 miles, but you would think that thing coming off the ocean would have hammered me and kind of left Greenfingers alone. You know, we're only an hour and a half drive away from each other, and he's on one side of the mountains, I'm on the other, and apparently his side of the mountains just got fucking ruined, and I didn't get shit. Like, we didn't even get enough rain to wash the dirt off my Jeep. I had to go to the car wash the day after the freaking hurricane.
Well, that's fucking let down as far as hurricanes go, I guess, eh? Are
Right?
you a storm chaser, or would you have been out there to the last second?
Wait, a
Oh, I was
clean
trying-
car is what you expect after a hurricane?
What's that?
A clean car is what you expect after a hurricane?
They don't.
Well, when they're calling from 10 inches of rain in 24 hours, yeah.
I have to agree.
You're going to walk out there and be like, yeah, boy, look at that shine.
Right? Well, I've been taking it out everywhere up, on the mountains on all these little freaking back roads and shit. So it's filthy right now. And it's the wife's daily driver. So, she doesn't want to pull up to work, and her car is just a fucking mud puddle. But yeah, no, to answer your question, Eagle, yeah, if that shit would have hit us, I would have been out here like fucking Lieutenant Dan on the fucking boat when they had their hurricane.
What's the worst that's hit your area?
Actually, we got some storms over the winter that fucked us up pretty good. And they're just like regular, everyday winter storms. But the way San Diego's built, we're not built to handle the runoff. So all the rain runoff just kind of goes to the low spots, which is pretty much everywhere. And, like the stadium, like Qualcomm Stadium or fucking whatever they call it now, the old Chargers and Padres Stadium. That place, every time it rains, that whole area down there where it's at would flood because they're in a low area and all the roads come down off the hills right into those lowlands. So the water just follows all those roads and pools up at the bottom. So we got a mall that floods every time it rains. We got, like if you come into San Diego, odds are your hotel is going to be in a little spot we call Hotel Circle, which is like where all the hotels are based at. That floods, it's just bad design. So we get flooding a lot, but this was nothing. This hurricane was bullshit. I had my windows and doors open all freaking through it.
Yeah, when I think of hurricanes, I don't think of California for some reason.
Right? I mean, I'm looking at like Florida and New Orleans and fucking the East Coast, and they get hurricanes and like, you look back and there's, places are completely gone. Here it was like,
you're wishing it was worse, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, for all of the hype that we had, I'm kind of upset that it was so weak. Like they shut down Uber. You could not get an Uber here. You couldn't get like Uber Eats delivery. You couldn't get like Instacart delivery. None of that. The fucking goddamn Pizza Hut and Domino's weren't delivering.
That's bullshit.
It was all just hype.
I guess better safe than sorry, huh? Well, no.
Yeah, I guess. But like out here, if it rains, on a normal day, we'll have, 10, 15 accidents on the highways out here. If it rains, it's 150. So I think that's kind of where they were going because we only had like 20 accidents Sunday and Monday. So they try to keep everybody off the roads.
What? At least they didn't light your asses on fire. So.
Right. Oh no, that's coming next month. That's planned for next month. September and October is when they burn us down.
Well, I got the memo. I mean, be prepared.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
El Telescope Uranus, one of my favorite fucking chat names. Cheers. Creative right there. No. No? All right, very good.
Added the shout out list.
Yeah, it's been on the shout out list for quite some time. A name like that doesn't go unnoticed.
It's like Shelly.
Oh, the selling Sally silly seashells.
That's somebody fucking with you for sure.
Oh yeah.
Got a nice new little pipe here the other day.
I like it. What's it made out of?
It's our good friend Johnny Caniseed dropped that off with the carrier pigeons the other day.
Nice.
Yeah. Open up the pigeon coop and there's a random package from good old Johnny Caniseed. Nice little hand carved one off wooden pipe.
Pretty cool.
Thought it was pretty cool.
That's super cool.
Came with a whole bunch of seeds.
Nice.
Is that the F2 project?
What's that?
Is that the F2 project?
Yeah, that didn't really turn out well. You got all females,
Nice.
so it's kind of hard to breed when you don't got any males.
Yeah, definitely need that.
Tough. So, have you ever thought of that then? Choosing a female and nice female and just femming her out?
Yeah, I have, but I don't have the time or the place to do it at the moment. So, and I don't believe there's any of those seeds actually left.
I got them bitches, and I was actually looking at them yesterday.
Oh well, fuck! Thanks for volunteering. I appreciate it.
I think I still got like maybe I don't know if I got 10, but I definitely have a few. I definitely have a few of the originals for sure.
Yeah, that was for half the time you look at something for a project like that and you're like, oh, this sounds fucking awesome on paper, and then it turns into just complete shit. But this one actually turned out good.
Yeah, the Mendoloco was beautiful. That was a nice strain. Very nice strain for sure.
I still think Double Tap Farms had the best representation of all of it.
Nice. What's up, Tal?
Not too much. I'm barely up. How's everybody doing? It's been a minute.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Still alive.
Good to see you.
I fucking threw myself into a world of fucking craziness, but it's all good.
You what?
World of craziness. I'm getting up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning.
Oh,
Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's fucking early. You gotta try. Is that because of like travel time or?
Not well. I'm helping someone do a bread route. Well, actually,
Yeah.
I'm doing it basically. Yeah.
Nice. So it's got to be there bright and early. Is the point?
Yeah, well, if you start early, you know it's a lot easier.
Right on.
How are you doing, Eagle? What's your stories?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. It's fucking training, getting ready for Saturday. Saturday's a big day for me. Gonna be running the 10-mile race.
Oh, yeah, you've been training.
Yeah.
You're gonna win? Is that the goal or
I'm gonna fucking
finish?
I'm gonna finish, but hopefully that finish will be in at least for my age group within the top 10 for sure. I'm hoping in top 10. So to be continued. We'll see where I fall in reality. But
Yeah, I read a thing not that long ago, maybe a year ago, that older people are winning all the marathons.
I think that's just because it's harder and harder to get kids interested into physical activity.
Yeah, you could say that again.
A lot of schools have lost their athletic program or don't want to pay for the
Yep.
athletic program, or the parents have to pay for the athletic program. And sometimes, that came into play as I was growing up, or I at least seen it as I was growing up, where, you had some friends, hey, you go play football this year? A friend maybe to do or whatever. I don't know, my dad can't afford it this year or whatever. So either kids being weaned out from like that, or even that, the seriousness of it. Hell,
Yeah,
there's
all
points
my
my
kids
dad's been like,
cut.
"You sure? You sure? If I gotta fork out this money, you better be playing." You know what? So yeah, pay to play is good and bad. It does wean out some of the people that don't want to be there, but it does weed out a lot of to potentially great athletes as well.
Yep.
Dude, I don't remember. I didn't have to pay to play sports in high school.
Oh,
No,
oh man, we did
I
already.
played basketball and freaking. I played football maybe for a year or two.
There's definitely a lot.
Oh, I guess yeah, a little bit. Maybe for like the uniform you gotta pay and some
Yep.
trivial shit. Yeah, you're right. But it wasn't like you're gonna break the bank or not have to go hungry for a week or something.
Yeah, some of it is. Some sports are or can be very expensive. For sure.
I don't know. I was never into the high school sports. I was always out doing other shit. The last thing I wanted to do is like somebody telling me I had to go run laps and shit. I was out in the desert.
Oh no, I played sports all through school. Wrestled, football. Wasn't a huge basketball fan, but played basketball a little bit here and there.
Oh, Smiler, I saw you talking with Leighton and someone else, right? Someone else there?
Ken Somerville.
Oh yeah, he was in there. That was a good one.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's always good talking to Leighton. Ken's got a pretty cool little channel there. He's got a lot of cool interviews. Pretty well-connected, educated people.
Yeah, Brandon Rust is on one right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon's been out dropping a lot of knowledge and stuff too.
He got a haircut and stuff. He looks too clean cut for me.
Increased his IQ getting his hair cut.
I'm letting my free flag fly.
I was listening to his little rant the other day on Instagram about white ash and like some of the causes that could be affecting it.
I didn't watch that one. What did he say?
He's talking about the positive and negative charges of the nutrients and how applying certain ones can cause buildup that could cause black ash. I don't remember which ones. Somebody's taking notes. No, not this time, man. You'll have to go watch that. He's got all the note-taking stuff. I'm just giving the highlights, the headlines.
I don't know. There's a lot of people saying that the black charcoal ash is because it's wet. Something about the drying of it. And that might be, but I know for a fact, dude, if you over fertilize with salt nutrients, you will get charcoal, black, non-burning weed, dude. I know for a fact.
Yeah.
But that's over fertilized. So I'm not saying that if you use salts, it's going to happen, but
I think a little bit of what you're saying, a little bit of it is moisture there. But I mean, come on, how many times have you gotten shitty or nasty weed that wouldn't burn? Put that shit in the grinder, which A will help it along the lines away quite a ways of burning and burning more whiter. So I'm led to believe it's just not getting hot enough to combust some of
to
the.
burn all the way, yeah, that's a possibility.
You throw that same weed again. You take that wet weed, whatever. You don't put it in the grinder. Don't break it up, make it airy so it burns hotter. You put that fucker in like a fucking zigzag orange, some fucking newspaper shit, and that fucker's burning hot enough to burn white again. You know what I mean? So is it just heat or is it moisture left in the bud there, or is it leftover material, minerals, and nitrogen and whatnot?
No, you get one of those torch lighters and you could burn freaking piece of wet weed till it's dry and turns into, yeah, you could burn off all the water. Like, I don't get that argument that it's wet.
No, there is. He
Harsh.
talked a little bit about all that too, about it wet, how finely ground it was, the temperature of the cherry.
What
The
about
burn.
longer cure to get rid of some of the stuff that's left over? It helps.
Yeah, did he say anything about that?
He was diving into some of so the oxidation reduction or the redox of the nutrients. So you can have nitrogen in different forms. Some of them can be in a reduced form, and some can be in an oxidative form. And that's kind of the gist of what I was taking away from it as a highlight. Because that's what you're talking about is the nutrients that you're applying. It's not just the amount; it was the type as well.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Positive, negative charges. You know what I mean? You remember the chemistry shit? Electrons?
Yep.
Protons? Remember that shit? Enough, anyway, right?
Neutron bomb.
No, you have to make a bomb, is that what you're saying? Yeah. That whole shit gets interesting, but to me, I don't know, like, I get it, there's a explanation of how nutrients go into a plant through different processes. But then the discovery of like this new rhizophagy cycle where the plants are actually uptaking the bacteria and taking the nutrients and that way from them is pretty intriguing as far as like the potential that could be, you know what I mean, to like actually feed the whole plant the whole time everything that it needs just based on the biology of the being there, you know?
Yeah, I think James White said that it only gets a percentage of the nutriental value from that procedure, right?
From that process, maybe.
Yeah, I'll have to relook. But that dude's finding out new shit all the time. He's saying every plant has endophytic nitrogen-fixing bacteria, even on the leaves.
That's sick, dude. See, that's
Yeah.
like mind blowing. Like
Yeah, when you
we're
think
always
about
thinking that too. Like, well, how? I remember that when I made my first soil mix. Well, how do I know how much nutrients needs to be in there? You know, like how do I know how much nitrogen? How do I know how much whatever? Like,
you know what I keep thinking and going back to is the subcool super soil recipe. That shit worked, dude. You didn't need to know anything but what was in that thing. Mix it all up good
just do it.
and fucking wait 2 months and plant your plants, bro. And the shit always came out happy. Every once in a while,
I still
there'd
say
be one.
though, any of the mixes have a variable, and it's talking about adding compost to it.
Right. And
Because
the
the
too much
compost is going to
phosphorus.
be a variable, especially on the nutrient level.
Right. People, even like before everyone got crazy on the soil science, a lot of people are saying it's too much phosphorus in the subcool soil mix. But dude, I've used it and it kicks ass. So if the plant is
Right.
big enough, it'll use up all the nutrients that are in that container. And if you just don't get it all out of whack, yeah, I don't know, man. It was pretty much fail safe way, but it was like Eagle was saying, you have to make it and have it ready for the next run all the time. And it's
You got to be ahead of the curve.
yeah, you have to be constantly freaking ready and doing it.
It's a bitch mixing, a batch of soils, like depending on the size of the batch or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of work takes a lot of time by
You
the time
want
you get it
a
done.
fucking weed whacker? Have you ever seen the weed whacker tillers?
Oh yeah, yeah.
No.
They're just a small, like, you ever seen a mantis rototiller? They're like small, little, like mini fucking rototillers. Well, this is like a four-head mini rototiller that you can put on. It's an attachment for your weed whacker.
Ah, interesting.
It's pretty easy to do that, small
Yeah, I knew a tile guy that would
That
mix
shit and
his
not trying to get it in the tarp, try to not catch the tarp and shit. You just use that to mix.
on some concrete.
Oh, you
yeah, I
put
knew
it in
someone
concrete?
did tile work. You know guys know what mud is? You put mud on the floor.
Yeah.
Anyways, you mix sand and cement and shit. Well, he would use a rototiller. You would put it on like the 1/4 inch micro I forget what they call those boards, but they're really thin boards. You put two boards down, you just dump sand and cement and then use a rototiller to mix it all up and then pour water on it. And pretty much you're good to go. You could do the same shit with super soil.
Huh. All right.
What's up, Jack?
Mr. Jack Greenstock, what's up, kid?
You're muted, sir.
Sorry, I just turned my Wi-Fi on. I don't know if y'all are talking to me. My connection cut out there for a second. What's going on, everybody?
Okay. Why is everybody looking at me?
What you got in the bone? Got the bone, sir. So, Smiley, if you're doing it by type, why do you ever do the like popcorn method where you just got people in the four corners?
That's what I would do, yeah. Pull each corner so it was in a pile and then rake it out flat, you know what I mean? And pull each corner, rake it back out, pull each corner.
Nice shirt, Jack.
Yeah.
Got her up. It's a good nighttime shirt, sleeping shirt. Breathes well. So I'm not all fucking sweaty. But yeah. Cheers, everybody. Eagle, I think you asked what's in the bong. I'm finishing up a bowl of some Mac 1, but about to switch over to some biscotti. So, some hype shit. But
Scotty,
Mac 1's
why
not my
is it
favorite.
hype shit? Isn't that just like a gelato number or something?
What, biscotti?
Yeah, or am I thinking of something different?
It's like a cross of gelatos, but yeah, it's pretty much just a gelato cross.
Oh,
Or
I thought it was a gelato. I thought it was one of the numbers.
I think it's gelato cross to something. I'll pull it up on the Google. So one I don't have remembered. It's a hybrid of Florida OG and gelato. So I think Florida OG is just supposed to be like OG, but I don't know. People call shit different shit, even though it's the same shit sometimes.
As long as it's good.
I like Biscotti a lot more than Mac 1. I'll say that. Biscotti is much more potent, much better tasting. And yeah. Like I've only had one good batch of Mac 1, and it was only good for like a couple weeks. Like when I got it, it was okay. It cured up a little bit in the curador, and it got like decent to good, maybe like an 8, maybe 9 out of 10. But all the other Mac I've had is like a 2 out of 10 to a 7 out of 10 at best. And this batch, like even just leaving it out a little too long, like on my counter or whatever, just fucking jar, got a little warm for a few days, and it turned from like a 9 out of 10 back to like a 4 or 5 out of 10. Got like a little sour. I probably should have kept it in the curador, but I was on the last few nugs, and I'm like, I'm almost done with it. I don't care that much about it. But yeah, in my opinion, Mac, somebody once said it smells like urinal cake, and I can't unhear that or untaste it. It does. It's like citrus fucking urinal cake, and like a fucking men's bathroom at a fucking bar back in the 1990s. You walk in, you just smell fucking piss, and it's like gross, mixed with like a tiny bit of fucking cleaner that's like somewhat lemon scented.
Like
That's
a
what I
frat
think.
house bathroom.
Yep. Oh shit, we got some archery targets.
Right on.
I always forget you're a bow hunter, SoCal. Making it even harder on yourself. You've got a 3% chance to be successful, and you're going to make it even fucking harder on yourself. You're crazy. But I love it.
You carry it out over your shoulders.
Animal? Good on that. Some of them fucking animals are heavy. Fuck.
Sometimes you don't really have other option. If you're in a territory where you can't fucking really ATV, like side of some of these mountains, some of these fuckers hike to. Not so much here. More in some other states, but there's some spots here I'm sure that are rugged enough. For archery, it's a little easier to have enough land to go shoot, and it's also quiet, so it's not like you're fucking busting off gunshots, so you kind of get away with fucking around.
I figured SoCal was going to try to jump out of a tree and just wrestle with it, choke it out.
Want to see
Take it by the horns.
Right?
double side tape that phone to the side of that box, man, so we can see those arrowheads.
Point of view. Just,
Yeah, that'd be cool as fuck, wouldn't it?
I was saying on the post, Eagle, you got to freaking duct tape your phone to your head or get one of those chest rigs for your run. We'll be POV with Eagle running along with you. Live stream, Eagle Gardens, 10-mile race. Go, Eagle. We're all here just cheering you on. WEedNerdWorld style.
Yeah, I discussed that today. I decided against it.
It's probably for the better, honestly. You're not going to be able to engage with us, and it's going to be shaky as hell.
I wouldn't be in fucking I'm sure. It'd be just you guys watching.
Right.
You can.
It'll probably be shorter, the race, than a lot of your streams, though.
Yeah, true that.
What kind of pace do you think you're going to go? Like 10 minutes a mile? 10 miles? 100 minutes? Hour and a half?
Yes, estimated, mile per minute, time per minute, per mile. And I signed myself or grouped myself in the 7-8 minute category, which I usually run pretty comfortably in that area. So,
have you done like road running, or are you doing mostly treadmill training?
I have been doing a whole mess of shit lately. I have been doing, yes, road running. And the road that I've been running has been pretty hilly, which when I went down and looked, man, I was initially kind of, you know what I mean? There are a lot of turns, twists and turns. which threw me off, man. I was like, man, this seems so much longer. And the more I replay it in my head, I'm like, man, it ain't gonna be that bad. Them are city blocks, man. But the only thing, maybe stop turning. I don't know. We'll see how all that goes. But I've been running, yes, road running, treadmill running. I've been on the CrossFit machines, riding an actual bike, putting 10, 15 miles a day on the bike.
He even went through bee sting therapy, Jack.
Yeah, I got stung by bees earlier this week.
That'll lower your inflammation, right?
Yeah, he's buddy, dude. He's all lubed up.
That's hilarious. Dude, it's the one thing. The reason I asked about if you were road running or not is a lot of people train on the treadmill, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking bust out these 8-minute miles," and then they go and take their ass to a track or a road and actually do it physically on the ground, and it's a different beast. Going up and down the hills, getting that foot placement on if you're on like a cross country type trail. Like I do a lot of hiking, so most of my runs are fucking like loose rock, like grass, dirt, sometimes mud. And that's definitely a lot harder than when I was fucking running on a track. I'll say that for sure. But no matter what, it's fucking awesome, man. And, like, I don't want to say at your age, because like Tao rightfully said, most of the people winning those things are fucking older people and older women in some cases. Like the one lady has won like most of the 100-mile races has been like an older woman. And I think it's because it's mental determination. At a certain point, there's physical training, and obviously you have to do a lot of preparation for that, ultra marathoning and shit. But it's not like they're running like 6-minute miles for 100 miles. They're running, it's just not quitting. They're running for a fucking 24-hour period almost. Like, so I don't know how long some of those fucking races are, but yeah, it's the mental fortitude it takes, I think, comes to people who've like lost family members, lost children, like experienced shit in life that they had to overcome and live through, and like that suffering, that real human pain. And running is their therapy sometimes. It's their escape. It's their like natural high. It's their thing that they do is to, you know, find peace. It's like us going into the garden or smoking a joint.
Yeah, like Forrest Gump. We ran across the country.
So,
Yeah, I met that guy.
see, Weed Nerd DWC says, is there live TV coverage? Yes. ABC TV 12 in Michigan covers the race every year. So if you can find ABC TV 12 in Michigan, which shouldn't be that hard.
Smiley's got to go on there and live stream from his phone. Just set it in front of the TV and live stream that news to the Weed Nerd World.
Good luck with that. I don't even know if I could find the station. It's on the other side of the state or whatever.
Super easy. Super easy.
Super easy.
Are they on the internet, Eagle? Can we watch it on the internet?
Yeah, they I don't see why not. Yeah.
Are you loud headphones? What kind of music you listening to while you're on?
I am yet to put together my playlist. I was talking about that, but yeah, I've got a whole slew of shit that I've read.
Gotta have some Rocky in there. It's gotta have some.
No, Rocky.
Come on, whatever. You gotta be like, yeah, at the end.
Eagle doesn't have the eye of the tiger.
There's a few right there. I think I've kind of like made up my mind. I think Kid Rock, Freedom. Let me see that. Born Free. Kid Rock, Born Free.
Some guar.
What will kick it off in my ear?
Did you say Guar, Tao?
Yeah.
No.
Guar would be motivational, I guess. Take your mind off of the run and the pain. Fucking laugh. Jam out. I'm glad that you're training, Eagle, because I did a half marathon when I was in high school with one of the best female runners in the state, who was like a distance runner, and then a guy I played football with. And the guy I played football with was like a lineman, D lineman, kind of a bigger boy. He decided he wasn't going to train. Motherfucker was at the medical tent by like mile 5. So it was a shit show for him. I think I did a 10-minute pace, but 6 months later I was running like a 4:55 mile and a single mile or 2 mile. But fucking keeping that pace for a long time is tough. I was just happy to finish and not be at the fucking medical thing. Because I did very little training beforehand, just a couple, maybe 5 or 10 mile runs. But I was, like I said, in high school fucking time and doing
I was
3
just
different
trying to
sports.
I was just trying to get Eagle to admit that he's a Swiftie.
No,
Hey, nothing. I'm a Swiftie. Fuck it. I'll admit it.
oh no, I had 3 girls, man, in my house. I raised 3 girls. Taylor Swift was a staple at one point. I think I know all the songs. I hate to admit it. I like a couple. But no, they're not. She's not in the playlist either.
That's my wife, man. She watches her live concerts on like TikTok and shit. So our Friday and Saturday night sometimes is jamming out to T Swift, having some dinner.
Insurance guy says run on sand is brutal. Some running on sand is fucking brutal. There's a couple of spots on the run that just it's like 20 feet that is in sand, and then that spot. Yeah.
Shit, walking in the sand for any amount of time is a pain in the
Yeah.
ass, dude. I've spent many
I do that
times
for
on
a
the
living
beach.
sometimes. People, that's an exercise. Like some of the clients I work out with, like just walking for an hour on sand is like enough exercise for them to like get a good workout in.
And for whatever
fucking one
reason,
time.
it makes a different part of your calf muscle burn. Like for
Oh,
me
well,
anyway,
your
it's
toes.
like a different part of your whole leg
Yeah.
from walking in the sand.
It's because you're sinking and you're digging that front toe. You're hyper flexed versus flat. You're always pitched like that, so it's really knotting up like a specific spot on the calf. And if you don't stretch after, I made the mistake. I ran in Hermosa Beach, which is like some of the deepest sand. I don't know, SoCal, if you've ever been up there. It's like one of the beach volleyball meccas. But I ran from that pier to Manhattan Beach Pier and back, which I don't know what the actual mileage is. Somebody could fucking Google it. But I didn't stretch after, and my legs were sore for fucking weeks. And again, I was like young and in good shape, but that fucking sand, deep sand especially, it's fucking brutal.
And
It's hard to move.
that same spot I'm talking about, that same 20 fucking feet, when I ride the bike there, I fucking get through there. That fucker hits the bike and it fucking sideways is the bike, man, when you hit that spot as well, man. I did on the bike or running through that sand fucking blows.
Yeah, walking or running on the sand, you use muscles that like you didn't even know you owned in your legs and your ankles and your feet, everything, man. It's bizarre.
I look up fucking SoCal's pulling them out. I missed the goddamn shot.
Yeah, I was gonna say SoCal, you got to step further back now. This time, you can't be that.
All right, this time I'm taking the spotlight. SoCal that way. All we're looking at.
Let me show you where I've been shooting from. See if you guys can even see it here. I'm shooting from the street. So I don't know how well that shows up on camera, but it's about 60 yards.
Oh yeah, it looks like 6 feet.
But this one's going to be fun.
Was there somebody out there? Is that where I seen somebody standing out there?
No, there ain't nobody out there.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
What are you going to be able to hit that can at 60 yards?
We're going to find out in just a second.
Hey, it looks like you hit that red dot. I mean, shit, that's not much.
Yeah.
What is
And
that, like 3-4 inch circle? Oh, that's smaller. Holy shit.
That's a pepper shaker. I used a pepper shaker to trace those out.
Okay.
Like the little
Yeah, it's probably
cardboard throwaway ones you get at the store.
Yeah. It's like an inch and a half, 2 inch.
Yeah.
You don't got one.
That's pretty damn good for 60 yards, man.
But let's
You
see.
got a scope on that thing? What, man? How can you even see where you're freaking an inch and a half and 60 yards away?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got scope. There you
It's
go.
hard to get on camera, but
Yeah.
so each one of those little pins right there is 10 different, like 10 yards. So it starts at 20 for the very top one, and then all the way down to 60 on the bottom.
Ah, okay.
And then my little bubble level, I don't know if you'll be able to see that on the camera, but the little bubble level there on the bottom,
I see it.
if I line that up with my peep sight right here, so think of it like a rifle, right?
Yeah.
This is your rear sight right here, this little hole,
Oh.
and then that's your front sight. So if I line up my bubble on my level, that's about 72 yards.
That's fucking cool, dude.
So let me step back. I'm going to step back to 30 and shoot this can and see what the hell happens.
Yeah.
90 feet, still fucking good distance to hit a fucking soda can. 6 inches tall.
We'll see. We'll see.
Now he's gonna whiff all the pressure. Everyone's watching.
Yeah, now run a race like that, Jack.
I'm putting the pressure
What
on
is the
you.
pressure? What are you talking about?
Pressure. We're all watching. You don't want to fuck it up in front of the Weed Nerd World.
Did you shake up the can, SoCal?
It's not gonna matter. This fucking arrow is gonna blow that thing apart. Shaking it up would make it explode a little more, but it's gonna. You're gonna be seeing plenty of foam here in just a second.
There you go. Right on, dude.
Crushed it. I'd say that's pretty consistent there.
That would be smart if that landed in your body, man.
You want to see some cool shit? Actually, I don't know if I probably shouldn't show them the Weed Nerd World.
That fucking
You got a piece?
2 for 2.
Okay.
He was talking about a rifle and like a peep
Yeah.
sight. But this
split the arrow. I want to see him split the arrow.
That's what I want to see. Yeah.
that's an expense. Arrows ain't cheap.
Yeah.
I got Robin Hood out here.
No, Robin Hood shot an arrow in the sky and then shot it with another arrow to change its direction and then hit the target. What was that?
Dude, how about the dudes that like make it go around shit?
Nice shot,
The
SoCal.
dude who could shoot 3 at a time, like bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. There was that guy who went viral for a minute. Like
That was
he could
kind of
shoot around stuff.
wasn't it? Oh, fuck.
Would you stick it into?
Jesus.
Just call me Chris, SoCal.
What's that?
Call me Teo. Tao.
You said
That
Jesus,
was
he's
kind
a
of
friend to himself.
anticlimactic, man. I thought it would
Sounds like you
annihilate
should've shaken
that can
it
a lot
up.
more. I did.
I said you should have shaken it up. Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
did.
I'd say it's a pretty decent job.
Yeah, man.
I
It went
mean,
right.
It's hitting harder than a 22 would.
I'd
But that's not saying
rather
much.
get shot with a fucking 22 than this.
Oh, for sure. That's what I'm saying.
This little baby bullet, right? Yeah.
I guess you don't want
Shit,
to take
maybe
either one of
even a
those in
9
the
millimeter.
head. Yeah, because I mean, like, especially depending on the head, some of those hunting tips are brutal.
Yeah, the one he was showing us was a butterfly. Like, if you go to pull it out, it'll widen open, right? SoCal?
What's that?
One of the arrows you had was like a butterfly.
What was
like,
that, Chow?
One of your arrows
When
you
it
had.
hits, it splits.
Yeah. It opens up, right?
Oh, I hit that can with a field point.
Oh,
But
okay. You were showing us the other one.
yeah, this one here. Hold on a second.
Like a barb.
That bitch.
Yeah. Look at that thing.
It's hard to see on camera, but to give you an idea of how wide that is,
Yeah, that'll fuck something up.
you know,
Real bad.
that's 2 knuckles wide.
Somebody goes to pull that out, man. They'll be hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Steve Irwin, you don't want to pull it out. If you ever get shot with an arrow, you actually want to bandage around it until you get to a fucking hospital. Pulling it out creates a second wound,
especially with
the
one
same
of
as
these.
getting stabbed. If you can keep the knife or whatever in, it's better than pulling it back out, because that second wound channel
Well, this
and then
thing
opening
right here,
up creates the blood flow.
this thing right here will create a 2-inch entry hole. And then depending on, you know, the direction the arrow takes once it hits the body cavity, that 2-inch could be anywhere from 2 to 4 inch on the other side.
Damn.
So do you have to push it through or cut it out?
No, with this bow that I'm shooting, this fucker will go right through a deer.
Oh, nice.
This will go in one side, out the other.
And so you're not tracking them a lot distance. They just drop then, right?
If you hit them in the right spot, if you get them in the wrong spot, they'll
Yeah, they'll run maybe 20 feet.
They're resilient fucking animals. You really want to hit them in the right spot.
Oh,
Even
yeah,
with
if
a
you hit
good-
them, they'll survive.
I mean, I've seen cars hit them and then they run for another mile into the woods and go die somewhere. Like, got full blasted into the windshield, rolled out. It was like running still while it was hit by the car, popped up, and then ran off into the woods. And they end up finding them dead or eaten, usually. But,
well, you figure
internal damage, right?
yeah. I mean, it's like us, man. If you get hit by a car at like 40, is SoCal's connection cutting in or out, or is that me?
I thought it was me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's cutting in.
Okay.
it's me. All right, how about now?
It's
Am I
definitely
back?
better now. I can hear you better now. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so I figure if I can put an arrow inside of a damn soda can at 60, then I don't plan on shooting a deer at any more than 35, 40. So.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
No, I'm not questioning you. I'm saying there's some idiots out there who will take shots, whether it's a bow and arrow or a rifle, that they shouldn't be taking from way further. And they'll wound an animal, and those animals will often get away and just go fucking die a painful death.
If they even die, yeah.
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 I mean, it could be infection, you know, it could be slow and like awful. That's where, like, I spearfished for a while. I grew up around hunters in Ohio and still have like the kind of hunting spirit, even though my diving and spearfishing buddies have all moved. But that's one of those things you don't want to do alone. I feel like even hunting you can definitely do alone, but you never fucking know.
You never know. Well, especially out here, you know, because we have fucking these big ass cats that like to come out and play.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was doing my guerrilla grows, I was going through the brush and woods and shit. I mean, I was like, man, I could just trip and like land on a stick and impale myself. No one would know where the fuck I am, where I was. I'd probably just rot there, you know?
Yep. Well, see, even though
a handful of people die like that every year.
Yeah.
Cell reception. Or back then you didn't even have cell phones. But like, you're out on a hike, like some of the places I fucking go, people are ill prepared. They're underhydrated. They don't have water with them. They don't have food with them. They don't really know the area well. And a lot of the shit looks similar. So it's easy to get lost. And then that 1 hour hike turns into a 6 hour fucking, you're stranded out in the middle of nowhere.
Nightmare.
Hungry, tired, confused, maybe in the heat. And yeah, I mean, people get themselves in shitty situations. They don't even have to fall or get impaled. It could just be starving or heat strokes, like
lack of preparation. Yeah. See, I use a hunting app. I use Onyx for all my shit, and you know, you can mark waypoints and you know all kind. You drop pins all over that map. I'll give my wife the password, and I tell her, you know, hey, I'm going to, you know, spot 1. I'll be at spot 3. I'll be at spot 5. You know, that way, if you know, if I tell her, hey, I'll be home at 9 o'clock, and by, you know, 1:32 she doesn't hear from me, then it's time to send out search and rescue.
Hell yeah.
I always tell her, I said, you know, if I tell you I'm going to be home at a time, give me 2 hours, because you never know. You know, you might go hike somewhere and you think, oh, it's going to take me an hour and a half. Well, it took you 2.5. So
And
now
then
you're,
back, you don't have the energy,
Yeah.
and you might be packing an animal,
right.
or at least a
Right.
good amount of meat.
Exactly.
And just dressing it there, like it could take a little bit more time than you expected.
Right. Or even, you know, even just out scouting, you know,
Yeah.
I'll go out scouting and I'll be like, hey, look, I'm going to this area. I'm going to be looking around this area. Well, I might plan on being in that area for 2 hours, but I go following some fucking random goat trail for 4, you know?
How often do you see other hunters out there?
Very seldom. Very seldom.
That's good.
I've seen in my spot that I'm hunting, and it's kind of up on Laguna, on the backside of Laguna. I've seen a total of 6 people out in that area. 2 of them were just, you know, mountain bikers. One of them was a lady on a horse, and the rest were, you know, they were out scouting. But what I did was, this area is all public land. It's all national forest lands. But a lot of roads, and I can't speak for anywhere else other than San Diego County, but a lot of the public land, if there's a roadway that passes through it, there'll be a fence on both sides.
Mhm.
And most of that is because a lot of these cattle ranchers have grazing leases and all that out here on the public lands. So they put up, you know, cattle fencing. Well, people seem to think that because it's fenced off, it's, you know, no access. So this little spot that I'm at right now has a little like half-ass fire road through it with a gate. So I put a no trespassing sign on the gate.
That's awesome. It's like my best lobster diving spot. It was right between 2 marine protected areas, or MPAs, where you can't do any fishing or diving of any type.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
And so few people go there. I was blown away because I was spearfishing one day and I looked down and I saw like endless lobsters. Like they were just swimming around. I didn't have my lobster license that day. So I got my license that season and got my bag limit every single day that I wanted to get them, which is 7. So I would eat all the lobster I wanted to give it to all my friends. But that spot is still killer because those 2 areas are protected. So it goes and eats really good in like the areas north and south of it. And then they just linger through this little like open stretch. And I'm not sure what the reason people don't dive there. I really think it's just because it looks like on a map, you see like 2 big red blocks and then there's just tiny little strip. And people do get busted. I saw a dude get busted for grabbing too many. And they'll definitely bust you if you're grabbing shit out of the MPAs. Like I saw a dude walk a guy back to his car. I forget what they're called, Fish and Wildlife or something, game warden. But this dude literally like followed the guy who, you know, illegally poached all the way back to his vehicle, like to, you know, cite him and make sure he got his ID and all of his information properly.
Oh, they'll do that.
They do not fuck around. That's why I always get my license. It's not even that expensive. It's like $47, I think, for a lobster license. You get like your fish license, and it's a little extra for lobster. And if you catch one that season, you basically paid for it. So
right. Yeah, we got a little spot down near the Hotel Del that we go.
dude, there's fucking wild flamingos down there right now in Coronado. Wild fucking flamingos.
Yeah.
I've seen a wild peacock here when I was hiking. That blew my fucking mind, dude.
I saw
Feathers
one
out,
yesterday.
walking through the bush. Okay, so you are another person who can vouch my fucking story. We have wild fucking peacocks since like the 80s in San Diego. Somebody got a couple, bred them, and then like a few escaped. Now they're part of our habitat now. So you'll fucking come across a peacock, legit, giant fucking feathers,
Yep.
Like, I thought that was some shit I'd only ever see in a zoo.
No, they're all over East County. A lot of people out here got them as pets, and then they either
Yeah.
escaped or people let them out, or they're so
Yeah, 'cause they can
fucking
fly.
loud and obnoxious. Yeah.
Oh, they're real obnoxious,
fly.
but they can fly pretty fucking well. That was another
Yeah.
thing I didn't realize. I didn't realize they flew. I know they're a bird, but like I thought like chickens and some other fucking birds like that. But
Right.
yeah, East County's got a lot of fucking peacocks, man. And I was
Yeah.
over in San Marcos by Lake San Marcos when I saw it.
Oh, okay.
Chickens really can't fly because I know turkeys can.
No, turkeys cannot fly, and neither can chickens.
Both. Oh no, turkeys do fly.
Dude,
Turkeys
Not well.
do fly.
ARP in Cincinnati for
Some
Thanksgiving.
turkeys fly better than other turkeys, but
They
they
were
don't fly
throw-
like migratory birds.
They were dropping.
No,
turkeys
but they
from
are
helicopters,
capable of.
bro.
That
And
was
they
I think that was a bit, Tao. I think that was like
Yeah,
a comedy
it-
bit.
It was a show, dude. It was a TV
Yeah.
show.
It was hilarious though. They're like, "Oh my god, we really thought the turkeys could fly," and they're like throwing them out of the helicopters to the people on Thanksgiving.
No, I watched a guy
hilarious
the last day of turkey season out here. I watched a guy miss a turkey, and that fucker took off and flew a good quarter mile. So they can definitely fly.
There you go.
I mean, hell, they roost in treetops. They got to be able to.
Right. They're not. I should say that they're not very skilled flyers. They can get a short distance, but they're not like
Yeah.
1,000
Yeah.
feet in the air like some of these fucking birds that can
No.
fly from like Mexico. Like we have the. If you go to San Juan Capistrano, they have the birds that like migrate on like the fucking side of the highways to
Yep.
represent them. That's
Under
like their path.
swallows.
Yeah. We had a fucking painted lady butterfly migration one year here, like a
Yep.
couple years ago. There were literally thousands of them. They were everywhere. Like you'd walk outside and there'd just be hundreds of butterflies flying all around you for like weeks. It was a kind of bizarre time. But
It's funny. What we've got a complete infestation of here in San Diego lately is rattlesnakes.
yeah, I've seen 2 this season.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
I
they warn
average-
you, man. Fucking as a the main poisonous snake that we have, they let you know that they're coming. The only people that really get fucked is like climbers that might reach their hand up and not see it, and they get
Yep.
touch it, and then they get fucking bit. Or sometimes bikers or hikers that just step on them.
Yeah.
They don't see each other soon enough. Maybe they're jogging or something, or the snake is like a baby.
Yeah.
But at least you have like 4 hours, and like only 1 in 600 people die. So
Right. Well, I won't go hiking out here lately without rattlesnake-proof boots.
oh yeah, that's a good call. It could save
Yeah.
your life.
Yep.
Only 1 out of 3 people who get bit get venom. So 2 out of the 3 people get like a false bite, which you should
Yeah.
still go to a doctor, obviously, but like take off your fucking boot or your ring if it's not a rattlesnake proof one. But if you get bit on the hands, you don't have any like jewelry, like a watch or a ring on because your hand will start to fucking swell up.
Yep.
But-
Yeah. Well, I don't want to be that one.
No, I'm with you there. That's why I looked up all the shit. I've seen 2 of them, and I was like, I need to certify my knowledge on rattlesnakes because some people are like, oh, you could suck the venom out. Not fucking true.
No, you can't.
Some people try and sell devices. Some people like use a tourniquet. Also not true.
No.
The best thing to do is get anti-venom. And then the only way to do that is go to a hospital because they don't fucking sell it. I looked.
And take a
Not on, like,
shitload of Benadryl on your way to the hospital.
That's a good point. Get the swelling down as much
Yeah.
as you can.
Yeah. I was going to do there's a guy out here in San Diego. His name is Tom Minga, and he does a rattlesnake avoidance class for dogs to where it's funny because he's running one business that he owns off of another. He also does rattlesnake removal from people's property. So what he'll do is he takes those rattlesnakes that he removes, bands their mouth shut with like, an industrial strength rubber band, and then he will bring those rattlesnakes to you where he'll put them on your property. He contains them in a little area, like a little cage, and he'll put this shock collar on your dog. And it's not like the little training one to make them stop barking. It's like this thing will make sparks shoot out that dog's asshole. But he'll put that collar on your dog, let your dog go find that rattlesnake, and as soon as he gets up to that rattlesnake, he zaps the shit out of your dog. Well, I was talking to him when he did the training for my dogs, and he was saying that, even though it's, about 90% effective with his training for the dogs, even if you got the training, keep Benadryl with you because Benadryl will actually help slow down the effect of the venom on people and dogs. So, little outdoorsman's tip of the week right there.
Great, good to know. That's something good to maybe carry then, because it's easy enough to have a little bit of that on your person.
Yep.
Hey guys,
On the weed
gonna
stuff,
jump
LP
on.
said.
Yeah, it's good
Right
to
on,
see you
Smiley. Have a
guys.
good night, man.
Oh yeah, we'll catch
Seeing you,
you.
Smiley.
Yeah. Peace out, Smiley. I think I'm gonna follow him out, man. I gotta crash.
Yeah, good to see you, Tom. Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Right
I
on,
was
Good to
just
see
about to start
everyone.
talking about weed.
I'm gonna try and come around more often. I'm getting used to it a little bit, but yeah, it's a harsh. I'll never be a morning person, no matter how many times I wake up early. Never.
All right, peace out.
But peace out, everybody.
Have a good night, Jeff.
Good seeing you, Smiley. You or Eagle try any good weed lately? Any new strains that you've either grown or smoked that kind of made you lift
Yep.
an eyebrow and say, it's pretty good shit?
I am still smoking on my harvest from last October.
Nothing wrong with that. When's the next one coming?
Next October.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that usually the format? One a year?
Lately, just because I don't have solar, so I can't afford to fucking run a light because it costs me like $600 an hour to run a light out here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my last
they-
power bill here was $575 fucking dollars.
Do you have air conditioning? I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yep. And I live in deep East County where, they say, oh, it was 75 in San Diego today, and it was 119 at SoCal's house.
Right. Yeah, it rarely touches 90 here. It's usually like 60 to 80 degrees, typically 70 to 77 and sunny. But
Yeah,
that's
but
like the window fan.
Are you east or west of the 5?
West.
Yeah. So you're right there on the water, pretty much.
Yeah, oh yeah,
So,
legitimately. It's
yeah.
a 2-minute jog to the beach, 3 minutes walking.
Yeah. Whereas I'm like, a 40, 45, 50-minute drive to the beach.
Yeah.
That's like Mission Beach. So
It was like earlier we were talking about the tropical storm that was being called a hurricane because it was a hurricane when it was in the middle of the ocean. By the time it hit Mexico, it was category 2. And like shortly after it hit Baja, it did hammer a few spots in Mexico pretty hard while it was a hurricane, which is like the first one
Yep.
since the 1930s that was actually hit shore. And we got a tropical storm. I have a plumeria plant that's only like a foot tall. It lost like 2, it's in bloom. Like it lost maybe 2 out of its 10 flowers. And they were like kind of the ones that were like, dying off anyway. And shit did get blown all over. So like certain areas, like you were saying, like your car might have gotten a car wash. Like some people's cars were like completely covered in like pollen and dirt and shit, like that got blown around. A tree like across the street from one of my clients' houses is probably 25 feet tall, like at about the 20-foot mark, just got snapped right off the top and dropped down on the sidewalk. So I think I saw a few different trees go down and things like that. But where I was at, I worked 2 out of my 3 appointments. The only one that I couldn't was because the YMCA decided to be closed. So I couldn't do indoor with that client, and the outdoor was admittedly raining at that point. Like the hardest it hit was in the middle of the day. And it was just like all the other rains we got the rest of the year. Which
I think actually the storms that we got in like November, I think those were actually probably 10 times worse.
right. Well, when I lived in San Marcos for college, we actually got like real storms, like thunder and fucking lightning, like loud booming cracks and like heavy rain. Where like 90% of the rains here are like a light drizzle to like just what I would call like a normal rain in Ohio or Michigan, where I grew up. It rained probably 300 days a year. If it wasn't rain, it was snow. So we got dumped on lake effect snow, lake effect rain, all that.
But then like Greenfinger's got fucking annihilated down where he's at.
LA got it pretty bad too. Like I saw it looked like the one stadium, the Dodger Stadium, had water all around it. It looked like they were flooded.
Yeah.
Well, like you're saying, they don't build any of our cities for that amount of rain. So we don't have the storm sewers. We don't have the soils that absorb it. We have sandy ass soil that runs straight through the ocean.
Yep.
So that's why they say don't surf after the rain, because a lot of that fucking buildup from the roads, sewage, random shit, fucking runoff from agriculture stuff, all gets pushed out straight into the ocean. And a lot of people I know who do surf because they're addicted to it every day will go after the rain and they get sick almost every time the next 2 or 3 days. So I avoid it. I heeded that lesson. I got sick probably one time and learned, especially as close as we are to Mexico, they don't have a lot of regulation on what gets pushed into their waters, which we do share a border there. And that water does push its way up here eventually. So,
well, look at the Tijuana River, which isn't a river; it's a damn sewage channel. It's constantly flooding out north of the border.
Yeah.
So all the beaches. I know a lot of you guys aren't familiar with San Diego's, geographical layout, but Imperial Beach, it's our southernmost beach before you hit Mexico. That's closed because of the sewage coming up out of Mexico more often than it's open. It's actually disgusting.
I'll say this, thankfully, I'm far enough north that the ocean is a big fucking body of water, and a lot of it does distribute its way out. Like, if you piss in a bathtub, then the bathtub's going to have a lot of piss in it relative to the water. But if you piss in a fucking giant pool, almost nobody's going to notice. But same thing kind of with the ocean, right? It's like it survived oil spills and all sorts of fucking sewage and trash being dumped in there, and fishing stuff that gets dumped in there, and this, that, and the other thing. But, you know what I'm growing next, Eagle?
What's that?
Vortex
Nice.
F2s.
Oh,
My buddy
nice.
Spartan Grown was very generous and gifted me a large vial of all of his different seeds that he made. And he calls it Project V because he took 2 females and 2 males of Vortex F1, the original subcool. Rest in peace to, in my opinion, probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, modern cannabis breeders. Crossed them together, open pollination style, where both males hit both females, because he didn't want to be like, well, I'm not subcool, or in his kind of words. So he doesn't know what to select for as much as subcool would. So he's just going to let the plants kind of keep all the genetic material there. So I'm excited to see what comes from them. When I did my last pot, I went on vacation and didn't have a person to look after the plants. It was super hot. And so of all the stuff that I grew in veg that ended up getting cooked, his stuff was the best in early veg. So I'm re-germinating some of those here shortly. I've been doing a lot of work on 50 Strands of Purple and really busy with my day job as well, admittedly, but that's changing a little bit here soon. And so I'll be able to get the grow back growing again, especially now that the summer heat, I think, is mostly past. And in veg, it's not as big of a deal. I like to have some,
So
less heat in my flower.
to answer your question, I answered it, but I was fucking muted, of course. But to answer your question, have you guys seen any good weed lately? No. I've been blessed enough to sit in and judge 4 cups in the last year, 3 of them this year. Fucking, I've been to many cups. The only fire weed I have seen is from close friends or people that I know personally, but as like on the market, walk into a store, or entered into a contest, not yet. No. Sorry, I've seen some good weed, but have I seen anything that wowed me and I was like, I gotta get some seeds or a cut of that or that's the shit? I have seen nothing that has wowed me. I mean, that's kind of sad, to be honest with you. But
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, modern cannabis has been pretty bland, dulled down, I think.
why?
It's been corporatized.
Oh, it's gonna be worse when it gets corporatized.
Well, even the home grow, I think, is a victim of the Instagram hype a little bit. People think that they need to grow the frostiest bud, the tightest nug, the purplest bud.
Oh,
And, don't get me wrong, to some people, looks are more important than others. I'm personally one that I do enjoy seeing colors and, frosty buds, but I want the bud that gives me the best medical effect. I don't care if it's like a bud that's as thin as my pinky and it has like 6 little foxtails swirling off of it. If it makes me feel amazing, like laugh or focus or like psychedelic, trippy, fucking super stone, like, or even just like relax as fuck and like puts me to bed, makes me feel less pain, makes me feel fucking hungry or not hungry, whatever I'm looking for. But the look, I think, has really detracted so much from the genetic pool. Because now everything's cookies, cakes, uh, a lot of the gelatos, and I enjoy smoking some of them just for kind of like a little bit of flavor here and there, but it's not my like grail smoke, my holy grail. Like it's my top 5 fucking best smoke ever. Like Eagle saying, like, have I seen some good weed? Yeah. But have I seen like the best stuff that I've had in my life? Or, even the best stuff I've seen in the last 5 or 10 years? Probably no.
no.
The rare thing comes through that does surprise me. I would say cereal milk was one that impressed me as of late from Cannabiotics. I really like their cereal milk. And that is a commercial market one that, granted, it's like fucking $60 an eighth or some shit, but I used to get a lot of it for free with my wife working in the industry, and we would buy a little bit of it here and there just to try some other crosses of it. But I'm trying to think of other stuff that wowed me recently. I really liked the pineapple upside down cake. I thought that was unique. Great flavor, but that's been years ago. Several years since I smoked that.
I think you're actually onto something there, though, with the social media hype around everything. People are showing off these pictures of, they're trying to grow something you would see in fucking Sub's Book of Dank, and they're not skilled enough to know that you don't just throw a seed in some fucking Miracle Grow, wait a couple of months, and you got Dank 2.0. But I'll tell you what, one of the best fucking plants that I ever grew was some shitty ass piece of crap bag seed, out of a Mexican brickweed that I threw in some, Home Depot soil and watered with the garden hose. And yeah, the plant looked like shit. It tasted like shit. It smoked like shit. But my God, it got you fucking retarded for like 6 hours. We smoked
Modern
some
stuff doesn't do that.
right.
Those long durations.
Me and my buddy had a ritual. We still have a ritual. When we go down to the desert, the last thing we do before we strap our helmet on and get on that bike is burn one. And we'll go ride for 45 minutes and then stop and burn another one. Well, we rode that day. We rode from Gordonswell to Glamis, which is about 60 miles, the route we took. And we got to the store at Glamis, and we're like, we got to go in and pay for gas to be able to get back to camp. And we're like, we're going to flip a coin to see who's going to the store because we're a little too high.
You're exactly right there, man. That's why when I'm like putting together or judging something like that, I smoke the whole thing. I don't necessarily go, oh God, that you know what I mean? That wasn't there. I had one out of what I've been looking at in the last few days that I was like, that ugly duckling's got something right there. You know what I mean? It was too. It was just as you described. It wasn't fucking great bud structure. Wasn't pretty. Didn't fucking smell great. But man, it got a fucking nice high to it. Different than anything else, and that means
Yeah.
something. Just
Yeah.
Different is good. And like I got like fucking shamed. My first grow on Instagram, I grew Blue Dream, and one of the phenos was really haze heavy. And the buds were like my hand, like this, like really open and fucking I had way too much light, not enough heat mitigation. So admittedly, some of it was foxtailing and not being well climate controlled. But the buds smelled great. And the hash that came from it was amazing. The buds that smoked from it were some of the better tasting, and the highs were actually fantastic.
Yeah.
So even though it wasn't like desirable, somebody even like commented, had the audacity to say, "Oh, you should chop this down. It's fucking looks so shitty," or some shit like that. And I was like, "Whatever, man. You don't have to smoke it. I'll
Right.
fucking enjoy
Right.
it myself, dude." And I remember still to this day, on like the 4th of July one year, I got a whole fucking boat full of people, literally a boat full. Like we were out with a fucking group full of people with just a few of my joints and a little bit of hash. They were all lit. People were tapping out. And it was Blue Dream. Everybody says it's not potent. Everybody says it's not that great. This is a bunch of fucking longtime weed smokers, and everybody was thoroughly stoned and happy. And it was like one of those things. I think good homegrown, cured properly, dried properly. That's why you get it from your buddies and yourself in your own garden. And it's hard to find stuff unless you grow it yourself that is going to meet that sort of expectation of quality that we're used to at this point. We sort of spoiled ourselves, and it's very difficult to find it almost anywhere.
Well, it's weird because it's almost like once you've grown your own for quite a while, you can tell the difference between something that somebody grew at home and like this corporate dispensary weed.
Oh, no doubt. The dry, like the sponginess, like Aaron the grower just posted a video of his deviant, and he's in the commercial market in Oklahoma. Granted, they have a lot less regulation, so his shit gets to the customer in good quality and a relatively good time after harvest. But this guy who is like really skilled with photo, video editing, all that shit, just like made a video of him like busting the jar open, breaking the bud apart. It's a really nice purple bud. It's bred by North Star Genetics, deviant, fucking really beautiful, frosty as hell, nice orange hairs. And again, the bag feel isn't everything, but the thing that I was bringing that up for was when he packs it in the bowl in that video, you can see when the bud gets squished down, it squishes back up versus the dispensary bud cakes up and powders like fucking Salt Bay over here growing weed dust on my tray. But
what is that beautiful little thing?
what is it? I don't have my sheet.
Who's really impressed me is Miranda Family Farms. I grew his cardboard socks, and I harvested that in October. I'm still smoking on it, and it just seems like it gets better by the day.
I love stuff like that.
And that was a plant that I put in the greenhouse. I put that thing out like the last week of July. I planted a seed in the last week of July and harvested a little over knee-high plant on Halloween, and I'm still smoking on it.
So this
that's a nice season in California, Southern California shit. July to when did you harvest? October?
Yeah.
Sherb Crasher 2.0. That's what that is.
Nice.
It's black. Purple is shit. Almost black. But again, it's like, how much of that is an indicator of good weed? You know what I mean? Is color an indicator of, is that more of an ornamental feature that draws?
It's almost the opposite. Like we were talking about before, I think purple is an indication that you're only going to get maybe a 9 out of 10 high. You're not getting a 10 out of 10. Stoned, like off your ass, like the strongest weed you've ever had.
I think 9 would be a fucking generous.
Generous. Well, I'm
I don't
saying like
know.
the best purple I've ever had is a 9. Most purple is like 6, 7, 8.
I
In
don't know. I
potency.
had that
Flavor, it might
Mendo
be a
breath,
10.
that Mendo breath cut that I had that I used to do the Mendo Loco with. That thing turned like bright, like deep plum purple. And that thing, you could smell it when it was growing. You could smell it 3 blocks away, and the high would just knock you in your fucking dick.
I like Mendo Breath. And I'll say like Donnie Burger is another one that's really potent, and it's a very often purple.
Yeah.
Kush Lord, Cherry Pie. Cherry Pie puts me to sleep, but I wouldn't say it's like comparative to Chem Dog. I don't think it's gonna, or like even like a super heady sativa like a Jack the Ripper or Cindy 99 or a Haze. Those are different highs, obviously, but to me, those feel more potent. Like so much so that some people say, I can't smoke sativa. They can't smoke sativa because sativa is so goddamn potent. And maybe they don't like the feelings of the effects or whatever, but I personally think sativa has a higher ceiling, especially THCV type strains.
It's again, I'm wondering this as I see more and more, but unfortunately seeing more tested weed and seeing results of when people are, I believe, testing. I think people are pulling earlier. At least as far as the legal market's going, the amount
Oh,
of
for sure.
EPA, which is the precursor of everything, fucking amount in everything that I see is higher than the THC. It's the highest thing. THC,
Yeah.
hey, most times it's like 21, 22%, and then the THC, actual content, THC content, will come in more like 18. Seen some like 20 that they actually match the THCA levels. But when they're harvesting that high, that early like that, they're getting a weed that's kind of imitationally getting you higher because you can smoke more, smoke more, smoke more. Eventually, get yourself a little bit more higher, but you're not necessarily getting totally ripped on that first joint there. But I think that's a lot of times why you see that in sativas, though, is like people just are impatient. You know what I mean? So they fucking pull the sativa a little bit early and they're getting a little, a bigger percentage of THCA with the THC and it makes it a little bit more higher of a ceiling with the sativa. So I just think there's more presence of it.
Well, I think when it comes down to the commercial market, people just want to cycle as much as they can, as fast as they can, so that they're not
That's
sitting
right.
there and letting it get into its full maturity. They're pulling it way early. If something says 8 weeks, they're pulling it at 8 weeks. They're not checking it at 8 weeks to say, oh, maybe it needs another week or 2 or 4.
Even if
What?
it says 9, 10 weeks, they take it at 8 weeks because they have another crop that they want to get done.
Right.
I think they're trying to, and that's the bitch about it. Is cannabis should be is for you. That's all time suited for you. So the bigger markets, the legal markets, is pulling for a general purpose. Let's pull it earlier. You know what I mean? It's gonna make a prettier hash. It's gonna be make a decent flower. You know what I mean? It suits checks all their boxes for convenience to pull it early.
It's just like a tomato. In commercial market, they pick them when they're green and they pump a truck full of ethylene gas and they ship them to the market. And by the time they hit the shelf, it's red because it's artificially been finished with that process to trick you into thinking, oh, that's a red tomato. It must be vine ripened and red and like it was supposed to be. If you grow a tomato at home, or if you know somebody who grows tomatoes locally and you eat one of those, and then you eat something that you buy at the store, even the organic tomato at the store, at most stores, even like here in California where ag is huge, like one of the biggest hubs in the world, we the level, and you can even test the nutrition in a homegrown tomato. It's vastly higher. There's so much more vitamin C, A, and everything. Like the sugar is there, the fibers, everything is higher, and then the better ratios. They taste better, better texture. I mean, all the way around. And
So-
I think that's the same issue with the cannabis industry for sure, is that they're never going to really do it right. They're going to figure out the lowest common denominator. Like Purple Punch looks ready at day 35, but it's really a 70-day strain. So you cut it down when it's halfway done. Like I have this dude, Indica, like 710V or something. We're buddies on Instagram. They just grow the OG Purple Punch cut. And on their Instagram, they have photos of it. They chop it at like day 60 something, 63, I think, 9 weeks, which is respectable. But most people would cut it like their day 35 pictures look better than some people's harvests. But it's such a false indication because the frost level that it packs on there, the frost is there, but that resin's not developed. And cherry pie is the same way. Like it looks nice at week 6, 7, 8, and 9. If you really want it to be fully potent, you have to take it 70 days, fucking 10 full weeks. And almost no one does that. The dude who gifted me it says it's good. He's Polish dude. He's fucking cool. I'm not going to do his accent, but my buddy who's also named Jack, he's fucking awesome. But he's like, it's good if you take it at 9 weeks, but it's really fucking good if you take it at 10 weeks. And I took his advice every time. And that cherry pie, everybody who had it was blown away by the flavor, the smell, the fucking potency. That was like, if there was a 9 or 9.5 out of 10 purple, that was definitely one of them that crept up there. And again, Donnie Burger being another one, but it's I just feel like Chem Dog for me is like probably one of the top that like feels like, holy shit, what did I just smoke? Like, is this mixed with concentrate or something? Like sometimes it even tastes a little bit hashy. I think that's definitely like a high bar for potency, but you don't see it super often. Sometimes we get Chem D, which is I think a little bit less potent than the original Chem Dog 91 or Skunk VA cut. Some might still have it labeled. The good old farm days.
So one of the ones lately that I'm kind of hesitant to smoke that I grew. And when I say hesitant, I mean like if I know my ass is going to be planted on the couch for the rest of the night and I ain't going nowhere and I ain't got shit to do, Bingus Mile. The Bingus Mile gets me so fucking high that I almost can't do anything.
For me,
I made a cup of coffee the other night just after smoking a bowl of that out in the garage. I walked out the garage, smoked a bong hit, walked in the house, made a cup of coffee. And the next morning I go to the coffee pot and there's a fucking cup of coffee. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? When did I make coffee?
for me, that's Smiley's Crippy. That shit's my day wrecker right there. If I smoke that shit, my day is definitely slowed down or done. The Crippy day wrecker.
Yeah. He's Smiley's actually on deck for my next little go around. What I do is the hippie goggles. And he's got another one out. I don't remember the name of it at the moment. I have to go look at the pack. But he's got two that I really can't wait to do.
Oh, guys, we're sneaking up on that 11 o'clock hour. It's time to wrap her up. Start packing up. I got to be down in Flint tomorrow bright and early.
Oh, shit. All right.
I gotta be down there by noon. By noon at the latest. And
Well, good luck, man. Good luck to you.
Before we go, I will say, as much as I was talking shit on commercial bud, this is from Humo. It's spelled Humo though, Humo. It's a group. They're all of Mexican descent in the legal cannabis industry here in California. And they're very proud of that. And they celebrate that. They have a long history, as everybody fucking knows about the Mexican brick. They've been in the cannabis game longer than anybody. But this bud, this biscotti, it's a 29% THC, not actual THCA. The THCA is less than 1%, and CBD is 0.2%. And I think that's actually a believable test result. And the bud is actually sticky. It didn't look fantastic, admittedly, but it's been smoking pretty good. So going on that whole fuck bag deal. Smoke what's good. Biscotti, I think, is one of the more quote unquote hype strains that I think it's probably because it's got that OG in there. I'm just an OG fan. But I've been rambling. Eagle, you kept this for later than usual, I'm sure. So thank you so much for having us. SoCal, good chatting with you, and maybe we'll fucking go hit up a hunt sometime. And
Yeah, send me a DM on IG. I don't know if we follow each other on there or not, but you know,
Sure.
I'll find you on IG. Send me a DM.
Hell yeah.
We'll go kill something.
Peace and love, chat. Hope everybody has a great day or night wherever you're at. Peace and love. Catch you next time.
Pop it on, Jack.
Thank you.
Right on. Well, I guess I get the traditional last spot. Thanks for not being here, Green Fingers. Eagle, it was great, man. Fuck you for having us. Shitty luck this weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.
Right on. Have a good weekend, brother. Thanks for popping on. For the rest of you guys, thank you very much for tuning in for this Thursday Weed Nerd World. That's right. If you are on or in rather the mid-Michigan area, in particular the Genesee County area, Saturday, for one, you should come to the Clio Cultivations, the Clio Cup there, because it's going to be a good time. Second, while you're there Saturday morning, come hang out with me at the Bobby Crim Road Race. Hopefully watch me run across that right fucking finish line with a big smile on my face and then good time. But if not, at least give me a big fucking, that a boy, you could do it. I'd greatly appreciate it. But thank you for guys for tuning in and all your support. Seriously though, I appreciate all you guys. Don't forget to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. And with that being said, I am out of here. I may pop in Friday, Saturday, a little bit of live streaming, a little bit of music playing from the Clio event, if okayed. If not, then we'll see each other. With that being said,